All right, so the Allen box arrived, and I promised an unboxing. So first of all, this box is, well, I haven't opened it yet, but this box is full of galleys, which are also called advanced reader copies, because of all the stuff that's happened with COVID and publishers not being able to get things out. So I'm going to go through each book. I'll tell you a little bit about each book. I haven't read, well, probably most of these I haven't read. I suspect a lot of them are going to be brand new books that aren't even out yet in print. Okay. Oh, God, cover. All right. So the first one is called The Gilded Ones. Outcasts by blood, warriors by choice. 16-year-old Deka, don't know how to say her name, lives in fear and anticipation of the blood ceremony that will determine whether she will become a member of her village. Already different from everyone else because of her unnatural intuition, Deka prays for red blood so she can finally feel like she belongs. Okay, I'm just going to read a little bit from each one. If it's a book that you're interested in, write down the title because they will be in the classroom library, so you can check them out. Okay, so first one, The Gilded Ones. Looks beautiful. Okay, next, Girlhood, teens around the world in their own voices. What do the lives of teenage girls look like in Cambodia, in Kenya, in Mongolia, in the Midwest? What do they worry about and dream of? What happens on an ordinary day? I know exactly who wants to read that book. I'll bet I could predict it right now. Next one. Oh, okay. This one is a National Book Award finalist. The National Book Awards are actually being announced tonight. You can see it live if you want to watch it on nationalbook.org. They're actually casting it live. But We Are Not Free is Tracy Chee's book that is about the Japanese internment camps. All around me, my friends are talking, joking, laughing. Outside is the camp, the barbed wire, the guard towers, the city, the country that hates us. We are not free, but we are not alone. That's what I've been dying to read. Super excited. Okay, next. Oh, okay, so this one has an envelope outside and then a book inside. This is an ARC, advanced reading copy. So was The Gilded Ones. That was also an advanced reading copy, by the way. This is called Tigers, Not Daughters. And here's what it says. The Torres sisters dream of escape from the needy and despotic widowed father, and from their old San Antonio neighborhood full of old San Antonio families and all the old traditions and expectations that go along with them. In the summer after her senior year of high school, Anna, the eldest, falls to her death from her bedroom window. Okay, not going to read any more than that. So, Tigers, Not Daughters. Next one. Okay, let's see what's next. Oh, this is a great book. Okay, this is actually a book club book. I have maybe 18 copies of it. So this one will pop up in a book club selection. Internment by Samira Ahmed. Rebellions are built on hope. In a horrifying near-future United States, 17-year-old Layla Amin and her parents are forced into an internment camp for Muslim American citizens. This is a great book. Highly recommend. That's one I've actually read. Look at that. Okay, next. Oh, that's a beautiful cover. Legend Born. When the shadows rise, so will the light. When blood is shed, blood will call. By the king's table, for the order's might. By our eternal oaths, the line is law. Okay, so the Allen Workshop, the Assembly on Literature for Adolescents that I'll be attending on Monday, Tuesday of next week while you guys are all on vacation, is mostly YA. So it might be all YA. So these books that I'm pulling out of the box are all going to be YA books. Most of them are going to have high school characters. That's super, super normal for Allen. Okay, next one is Followers, another ARC, another advanced reader's copy. After a disastrous date results in her arrest, 16-year-old Lily Rode is horrified to discover her mugshot is leaked on a gossip website. Lily is the niece of Whitney Paley, a Hollywood housewife and star of reality show Platinum Triangle, a soap opera-style docuseries in the vein of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and The Hills, revolving around several glamorous families living in the Beverly Hills, Bel Air, and the Holmby Hills neighborhoods of Los Angeles. Okay, so Followers, another ARC, advanced release copy. Okay. Camp. putting thee out in the great outdoors. We lie there, staring at full galaxies that don't exist, our hands intertwined. Okay, sounds like a love story. Hudson gives me something I don't really get from anywhere else. He makes me feel special. Okay, definitely a love story. So, love story fans, there you go. Camp. That one is already released. So that's an actual printed book already. These are, Lovely War. Okay, this one is also one that is already out in the world. Lovely War. In the perilous days of World Wars I and II, the gods held the fates and the hearts of 4 mortals in their hands. So, sounds like historical fiction. Lovely War. Okay, next. The Griffins Lair, another ARC, another advanced reader's copy. Rowan is now the royal monster hunter, and her twin brother, Reed, I don't know how to pronounce the names, it's R-H-Y-D-D, Reed, is destined to be king. But her mother's cousin, Heward, is still determined that his children be the ones to inherit the titles and will stop at nothing to show that Rowan and Reed are too immature to properly lead. After the griffin that Rowan captured in Book 1 dies after giving birth, Rowan is left with a baby griffin she knows she cannot keep, and it grows faster than anyone can imagine. So it sounds like this is a sequel. A Royal Guide to Monster Slaying, The Griffin's Lair. It's an ARC. Okay, next. The Barrage Grounds. Okay. Morgan and Eli, 2 indigenous children forced away from their families and communities, are brought together in a foster home in Winnipeg, Manitoba. They each feel disconnected from their culture and each other and struggle to fit in at school and at their new home until they find a secret place walled off in an unfinished attic bedroom. A portal opens to another reality. Okay, so it sounds like a travel adventure fantasy type by, I'm assuming, an indigenous author, maybe outside of Canada, because they're talking about Winnipeg, Manitoba. So there's a lot of indigenous writers out of Canada, tons of them. I have a bunch in my classroom library. So if you're interested in books by indigenous peoples, I have lots of those. Okay, The Barrage Grounds, next one. All right, next. Okay, The Gravity of Us. And this one is hardcover, so this one is already out there. All right. What happens when life interrupts all your plans? Cal Lewis is on his way to becoming a famous social media journalist with almost 500,000 followers on his Flash Fame app. But when his pilot father is selected for a highly publicized NASA mission to Mars, within days, Cal and his parents leave Brooklyn and all his career plans behind. In his new home of Houston, Texas, Cal is thrust into a media circus. Suddenly, his life is more like a reality TV show as he and his parents struggle to play the perfect American family. Okay, so this sounds like another love story, and it sounds like realistic fiction to me. So, The Gravity of Us. That's one I actually want to read. Okay, next. The infamous Frankie Lord Stealing Greenwich. Advanced reader's copy. It's another one not out in the world yet. The Lord's Taketh. Frankie Lord and her dad have been a team for as long as Frankie can remember. Being tutored under the man responsible for some of the world's biggest heists has given Frankie a unique perspective in the world and a special set of life skills. Frankie can spot an FBI agent in a second, pick a lock in 2 seconds, steal a baguette in 3, then dad is arrested. Okay, that sounds awesome. The infamous Frankie Lord Stealing Greenwich. Okay, next. Oh! Okay, this is also an ARC. It's Foreshadow. Now, foreshadowya.com, you can look it up, was started by Emily Exarpan and Nova Ransuma a year and a half ago. I heard about it 2 years ago at Allen when they presented. And what they did was they started a website called foreshadowya, and on that website, every single month for the last calendar year, starting in January and then ending in December, they have published on their website 3 short stories by YA authors that are all original short stories. So if you have some free time and you love short stories and you love YA, I strongly recommend foreshadowya, the website, because all those stories are there. You can read them all for free. They have now put together an anthology of those stories. So I'm assuming they're all here, but I don't know because it's an ARC and I didn't know it was coming. It looks like They're all here. So this is an anthology. Well, maybe they're not all here. It's an anthology of short stories. Okay, and that's an arc as well, not out in full publication yet. Okay, that's where I get in trouble. I don't know how to pronounce this. Elatsoe, elatsoe. I don't know. It is by Darcy Little Badger, which sounds like an Indigenous author, and there's almost no information. Imagine an America very similar to our own. It's got homework, best friends, and pistachio ice cream. There are some differences. This America has been shaped dramatically by the magic, monsters, knowledge, and legends of its peoples, those indigenous and those not. Some of these forces are charmingly everyday, like the ability to make an orb of light appear or travel across the world through rings of fungi. Okay, so this sounds like a little bit of fantasy, but also indigenous author. Okay. I don't know how to pronounce the title. Forgive me, please. Okay, Leaving Lyman. This is a companion to the Coretta Scott King honor-winning Finding Langston. I've been 2 places my whole life, Vicksburg and Milwaukee. Now I can add in Chicago. Lyman's father is, for the time being, at Parchman Farm, the Mississippi State Penitentiary, and his mother, whom he doesn't remember all that much, has moved north. Fortunately, his grandparents are raising him in Vicksburg, where he is surrounded by loving relatives and neighbors. Grandpops is even teaching him to play Delta blues on the guitar. But Lyman's world as he knows it is about to dissolve. He will be sent on a journey to 2 northern cities, far from the country life he loves and the version of himself he knows. Okay, Finding Lyman. Next. Oh, Letters from Cuba. Nice. Ruth Beher. She wrote Lucky Broken Girl, and I have a book club book of that. This, let's see if it's actually written in epistolary. Yes, it's an epistolary novel, which means a novel written as a series of letters. Letters from Cuba. Dear Malka, be careful, Papa yelled as I pulled myself on top of the wall and dangled my feet over the side. It was scary to be up so high, staring down at the wide blue sea, but I took a deep breath and felt a little braver. I thought of you, Malka, and Mama, and Bube, and my brothers, how far you still are from us. I wanted to stretch out my arms and give you a hug, but my sorrows were mixed with my joys. The sea was calm and peaceful and seemed to be whispering to me, I will bring your family to you soon, soon, soon. Sending you all my love, Esther. So, Lucky Broken Girl is a middle grade novel, so this one might be middle grade, but I'm not promising that because I haven't read it and I don't know. Okay. Next. Oh, this one was on the short list for the National Book Award. Apple, Skin to the Core. And how about a book that makes you barge into your boss's office to read a page of poetry from, that you dream of, that every movie, song, book, moment that follows continues to evoke in some way? Okay, so this is a book in, not completely in verse. Some of it's in verse. Okay, and it looks like it's an indigenous author. And Eric Gansworth, the author, is telling his story in Apple, Skin to the Core. The story of his family of, I mispronounced this, Onondaga among Tuscaroras of native folks everywhere. Okay, so Apple is actually a slur toward native communities. It's someone who's red on the outside, white on the inside, so it's a slur on the front cover. Anyway, don't know what this is about. It looks like it's partially in verse, but not all in verse. And there's some photos, but it sounds like it might be a little bit autobiographical or all autobiographical. Oh, new Becky Albertalli, Kate in Waiting. So if you read Simon or Leah or The Upside of Unrequited or What If It's Us, here's the new Becky Albertalli. This is an arc. It's not published yet. It comes out in February, I believe, is the release date. I could be wrong. When best friends Kate and Anderson's latest long-distance crush shows up at their school, everything goes off script. Matt Olson is talented and sweet, and Kate likes him. She really likes him. The only problem? So does Andy. Communal crushes aren't so fun when real feelings are involved. This one might even bring the curtains down on their friendship. So albertalli is great if you're looking for a romance, if you're looking for something that will make you laugh. She makes me laugh out loud. I love her writing style. This is My America. Beautiful cover. They look at my father and they think murderer. They look at my brother and think thug. They look at me and think I'll be quiet. They are wrong. That sounds amazing. All right, next. It Came from the Sky. Wow, another arc. Okay, this is the absolutely true account of how Landsberg, Pennsylvania was invaded by aliens and the weeks of chaos that followed. There were sightings of UFOs, close encounters, and even abductions. There were believers, truth seekers, and above all, people who looked to the sky and hoped for more. Only there were no aliens. Okay, so many good books. Oh, love in English. Okay, another advanced reader's copy. See what it says. Oh, here we go. 16-year-old Anna is a poet and a lover of language, except that since she moved to New Jersey from Argentina, she can barely find the words to express how she feels. Then Anna meets Harrison, the very cute, very American boy in her math class, and discovers the universal language of racing hearts. But when she begins spending time with Neo, the Greek Cypriot boy from ESL, Anna wonders how figuring out what her heart wants can be even more confusing than the grammar they're both trying to master. After all, the rules of English may be confounding, but there are no rules when it comes to love. Okay, another romance. Okay, next. Oh, nice. I don't have this one and I've been wanting it. This is My Brain in Love. Okay. How could everything that feels so natural yesterday feel so wrong today? Jocelyn Joss Wu has 2 wishes: to make it through high school without dying of boredom and to direct a short film with her best friend. Will Dominici has 2 goals: to get assigned to a worthwhile position at his school paper and to find a paying summer gig. When Joss's father tells her their family restaurant may be going under and Will learns he didn't land his dream job at the school paper, all plans are off. Okay, sounds like maybe another romance? All right. Next. Oh, this is a great book. Patron Saints of Nothing. This is one of the National Book Award finalists. So this, I think, was a finalist last year, though. I think this was a last year finalist. I could be wrong. Powerful coming-of-age story about grief, guilt, and the risks a Filipino-American teenager takes to uncover the truth about his cousin's murder. Jay Regueros plans to spend the last semester of his senior year playing video games before heading to the University of Michigan in the fall. But when he discovers that his Filipino cousin, June, was murdered as part of President Duterte's war on drugs, and no one in the family wants to talk about what happened, Jay travels to the Philippines to find out what the real story. This is a great book. Totally recommend that. I have copies of that in my classroom already. Okay, The Good Girls. Secrets and lies, then somebody dies. The troublemaker, the overachiever, the cheer captain, the dead girl. After the shocking murder of senior Emma Baines, 3 of her classmates are at the top of the suspect list. Claude, the notorious partier, Avery, the head cheerleader, and Gwen, the would-be valedictorian. Okay, this sounds like a great mystery. For those of you that are into that, also an arc, not out yet. Your Corner Dark. Beautiful. Wow, another arc. Things can change in a second. The second Frankie Green gets that scholarship letter, he has his ticket out of Jamaica. The second his longtime crush, Leah, asks him on a date, he's in deep. The second his father gets shot, suddenly nothing else matters. And the second Frankie joins his uncle's posse in exchange for his paying for his father's medical bills, there's no going back. Or is there? Sounds good. Okay. Next. We Were Restless Things, another advanced reader's copy. Last summer, Link Miller drowned in the woods, miles from the nearest body of water. His death was ruled an unexplained accident, but Noemi Amato knows the truth. Link was killed. He told her so himself because he's been texting her from beyond the grave, warning her to keep away from the forest. Okay. Eventide. Family secrets never stay buried. Another arc. Look at the ghost on the cover. Madness, secrets, and the lengths will go to keep them buried. This is historical fantasy, it says. Okay, historical fantasy. I don't know if you've read any of those. Those are amazing. It's like if you like historical fiction and also fantasy, let's put them together. Okay. Oh, Frankly in Love. Oh, David Hume. Okay. 18-year-old Frankie Lee has never been to Korea. He was born and raised in Southern California. Even so, his parents expect him to end up with a nice Korean-American girl, which is a problem since Frank is finally dating the girl of his dreams, Britt Means. Britt, who is funny and nerdy just like him. Britt, who makes him laugh like no one else. Britt, who is white. Okay, so Love Story by David Hume. Excellent. Next. Oh, this one's also a finalist for the National Book Award tonight. Everybody Looking. Oh, yay. Okay, here's what it says. Aydah means first daughter, means oldest daughter, means pressure. Aydah means you are expected to do a lot of things because the honor of this family rests on your back. When Aydah leaves home for a freshman year at historically black college, it's the first time she's ever been so far away from her family and the first time that she's been able to make her own choices and to seek her place in the new world. This is, first of all, it's a book in verse, which you know how much I love. Second of all, the main character is a freshman in college. So technically this doesn't really qualify as YA because you're supposed to not be out of high school yet. But so upper YA for sure. Haven't read it, but it's a National Book Award finalist tonight. Oh, this is a great book. I have this book. This book is Antiracist by Tiffany Jewell. This is, if you're looking to explore anti-racism, this is a great starting place especially for kids your age. It helps you work through like your own identity. Great book, really recommend it. I have a copy already. Now I have a second one. Okay. Another arc, Poisoned. Creepy apple shattering. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the deadliest of them all? Retold fairy tales are a big thing. I think there's even a session at Allen in Monday or Tuesday about it. Once upon a time, a girl named Sophie rode into the forest with the queen's huntsman. Her lips were the color of ripe cherries, her skin as soft as new-fallen snow, her hair as dark as midnight. When they stopped to rest, the huntsman took out his knife and removed Sophie's heart. Okay, so retold fairy tale. Next. Palo Santiago and the River of Tears. This is a Rick Riordan imprint, not Rick Riordan's book. He has an imprint. He might have more than one. This is Disney Hyperion. Okay, let's see what it says. Space-obsessed Paula Santiago and her two best friends, Emma and Dante, know the rule. Stay away from the river. It's all they've heard since a schoolmate of theirs drowned a year ago. Pau is embarrassed to admit that she's been told to stay away for even longer than that because her mother is constantly warning her about La Llorona, the wailing ghost woman who wanders the banks of the Gila at night looking for young people to drag into its murky depths. Okay, so it sounds like it combines legend along with fantasy. Okay. Oh, wow, that cover. Lore. Bind your fate to mine. Little Medusa on the cover. You may deny the nights. Starting over. You may deny the fates, but they will not deny you. Every 7 years, the Aegon begins. As punishment for a past rebellion, 9 Greek gods are forced to walk the earth as mortals. They are hunted by the descendants of ancient bloodlines, all eager to kill a god and seize their divine power and immortality. So it sounds like fantasy, sounds like a book that's probably YA, but if you like Rick Riordan and you like his play on the myths, this might be a book for you. Next. Oh! The new Nina LaCour, Watch Over Me. Nina LaCour is actually local. She lives in the Bay Area. We Are Okay in my classroom library of hers. Okay, Mila is used to being alone. Maybe that's why she said yes. Yes to a second chance in this remote place among the flowers and the fog and the crash of waves far below. But she hadn't known about the ghosts. Okay, Watch Over Me, new Nina LaCour. Love her, she's great. Next, oh, wow, that cover. Cinderella is Dead. Sometimes the covers are so beautiful. Kaelin, Nope. This is another rewritten fairy tale. Sweet. Okay. It's been 200 years since Cinderella found her prince, but the fairy tale is over. Now, teen girls are required to appear at the annual ball, where the men of the kingdom select wives based on a girl's display of finery. If a suitable match is not found, the girls not chosen are never heard from again. Okay, that sounds really good. Okay, we're getting to the bottom. Okay, White Rose. Based on a true story of Nazi resistance. Okay, so it sounds like might be historical fiction. It says based on, so I'm going to go with fiction, historical fiction. February 18, 1943, Gestapo headquarters. The car screeched to a halt. Officers pull us by the arms, haul us inside and off to separate rooms. I take a deep breath and prepare to fight for our lives. Okay, historical fiction, World War II. Next, almost to the bottom of the box. Brightly Woven, another arc. This one's a graphic novel. I think it's the only graphic novel we've gotten so far. Extraordinary things just don't happen to 14-year-old Seidel Mirabelle, a talented weaver who dreams about life outside of her tiny village. But that all changes when a mysterious young wizard named Waylon North appears and asks for Seidel's help. He's got a shocking secret that could stop a war between kingdoms if he can reach the capital with the news in time. He meets a navigator who can mend his magical cloaks, and Seidel is perfect for the job. Brightly Woven, graphic novel. Okay, next. Even If We Break, another advanced reader's copy. 5 friends go to a cabin. 4 of them are hiding secrets. 3 years of history bind them. 2 are doomed from the start. 1 person wants to end this. No one is safe. Are you ready to play? Last. This is the last book. 19 Love Songs. David Levithan is awesome. We give each other gifts. Red scarves, red mittens, cards, and licorice upside-down pizza. We give each other gifts, but really we give each other details. When days are gone, whether they be holidays or ordinary days, when you are nowhere near where you once were, the details have a way of staying. Trips to the zoo, the decorations on a cake, we keep them. They keep us. Bedtime melodies, constellations of construction paper hearts. I have added them up, and in my memory, I see love. Okay, that's the last book. Okay. So, huge selection. They will go in the classroom library. It won't happen immediately. It'll take me a little bit of time to get it going. But those will all be available for checkout. A lot of them are not released yet. There's been a shift in publishing because of COVID. I don't know when they'll get some of them I know release dates on, some of them I don't. Because I teach 7th grade and I have a library that is middle grade as well as YA, I often at Allen learn of authors I've never learned of before, which is really fun. So look for those in the classroom library coming soon. And when you want to check them out, go ahead and request them. You can do that straight from this movie. Just put the titles into the form. And I look forward to reading some of them myself, and I look forward to hearing from you as you read them.